What is going on, Rundown Nation, and the millions of rundown housings? Chris, if you know, correct?
You
Rundown,
know.
rundown housings. Anyways, welcome to Rundown episode 55. As always, I'm Brian Mitchum, Director of Media Development for the Players Football Association, and back from his spring break vacation down in Gatlinburg, Director of Podcasting, Mr. Chris Cousins. Chris, we have officially kicked off the 2026 preseason and less than a month away from the road to the PFA 3A and 2A championship. Your favorite time of the year, sir. And how are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing good. But Brian, before we go any further, I want to start this show off right because this is WrestleMania week. I want to pay homage to my DX brothers. So just one moment, just give me a second because I want to welcome our fans to Rundowners the proper way for this show coming into a new season. So here we go. Let me center myself.
All right.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the PFA is proud to present to you the best damn rundown broadcast of the world. It's my main man, Brian Mitchum. I'm Chris Cousins, and this is the Rundown.
Good job.
I had to get that out.
Hey.
But I feel good, man.
But I digress. We'll talk more about WrestleMania because, yes, we are wrestling fans, and it's our show. We will talk about WrestleMania later on. But last week, Chris Dotson filled in with me, and we previewed the 2026 teams with a sort of a scouting report. And this week, we will look at the matchups for the preseason week, the second week for preseason, and the next few weeks as well, starting this Saturday until we kick it off on May 2nd, officially to start the PFA season, Chris.
And now also, Brian, we're going to be dropping the first preseason power rankings. Now, we did things a little bit different this time because, usually we have a 3A and a 2A, but it's the preseason. We got 11 teams. We ranked them all against each other, 1 through 11. We're going to see where we're going to fall tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't matter if you're a 2A or a 3A. You're all in the same barrel tonight. So we're going to broadcast that. Also, that was given to us by Sally's mistaken. Dotson had to say goodbye to Southern Sports Network, and with a bittersweet ending comes a new beginning. So we wish him nothing but the best with building his new network here in the Northeast Ohio area. He's trying to come up with a name right now as we speak, but he's still going to be doing our extra point for the rundown. He helped make the graphic for our preseason power rankings. We're going to go through that. And as always, we're powered by the PFA. Players Association, always going to be powered by them, no matter what. Shout out to Trinity Trifecta. If you're not hit with Trinity Trifecta, get hit for sports apparels, uniforms, and anything underneath the sun. But I'm excited. I'm jittery, Brian. I've been away too long, but I'm glad to be back. I'm glad that football started last week. We have some great games coming up this week, and it's only preseason. The best is yet to come. And so I can't wait to get to it. And, 55 shows in, brother. We're still here. We're still here.
Still here, despite of all the haters and all the haterade that they're drinking. But as always, Chris, it's time to pay some bills. You're watching episode 55 of The Rundown. We'll be right back after this. Oops, my bad.
God, who is that? I'm him, I know. HBO Soprano. Oh, you hate me? Hate you too, little boy, better not tell Bono. I'm him, I know. HBO Soprano. Oh, you hate me? Hate you too, little boy, better not tell Bono. You need a band, I need respect. Hate when I see what they do for a check. Lately I know when they fumble or crumble, admit that it's hard and I look at a wreck. I just neglect people that saying they be on my radar that really expect. Put down my
And we are back.
Trifecta commercials are getting better and better with those uniforms.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen those new promo commercials I made for this year, have you? That was the first.
Those are nice. I like that MCR one too with the triple crosses on it. That was excellent.
Yep, courtesy of the boss man and his company Trinity Trifecta. But welcome back to episode 55, The Rundown. We are live as always on YouTube and Facebook, so make sure you like and subscribe to those. Helps us help you. In turn, we make better content throughout the year, including our Coach's Corner with Chris and sometimes me, and our First and 10 segments with Chris, sometimes me. And we bring the rundown to a field near you throughout the season with our Games of the Week broadcast with Chris and I on YouTube. Will be the only place that you can find those Games of the Week. So make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification button so you know when we're live, else you'll miss out, man. Last year, Chris did a couple of those Games of the Week, and it was off the chain. He about had a heart attack a couple times from excitement, and can't miss that again this year. We got to make sure we tune in.
No, definitely got to make sure you tune in this year. The games will all be on our YouTube channel. So this year, unlike last year, I was doing Facebook Live, but this year I will be going live from our YouTube channel page when we do stream the games when I'm there in person. So you definitely want to make sure you tap in. And also right now, I see we got some people in the chat. Do like we do, baby. Rep yourself, rep your team. Like my man, you know what I'm saying, Smooth used to say all the time, represent yourself, represent your team. Tell us where you with, your number, your position, you know what I'm saying, in the chat. And we'll definitely give you a shout out on the show like we always do. But Brian, we got some games to talk about this weekend. And this is my favorite time of the year, as you always say, because why? Ball is being played. And the first preseason for us right now, matchup that we got going on is the Flint Fury are going to be taking on the Illinois Grizzlies. It's a crossover matchup with the MDFL. Shout out to them for hooking this game up. We love working with our partner leagues, as always. It's a preseason crossover game. The Fury have been around a long time in Michigan. Coach Charles will take on Marcus Thompson and the Illinois Grizzlies. Shout out to Marcus, man. He does really good work with the Illinois Grizzlies. Been a real solid program. Definitely can't wait to see how this matchup plays out. This is the Flint Fury's basically inaugural season in the PFA. So, they're going to see what it feels like to have that bullseye, on your back. Now that you're a part of the PFA and you're going to be representing us against the MDFL. So the Grizzlies did already play a preseason game, close game, but ended up taking an L in that game. So they're coming into this 0-1. But Brian, what do you think about this game? What do you think about Flint Fury coming into the PFA?
For sure, Chris, the Fury are looking to start off the year to get a win. Even though it's preseason, that win will give them some momentum rolling going into the start of the season on the first weekend of May as they kick off their first season in the PFA. Like you said, should be a great contest. Two well-coached teams, but I'm taking the Fury in this one. Have to support the home team, Chris, but I think it will be a close one for sure. And
definitely, I definitely think it's going to be a close game. Whenever it's crossover games like this or crossover matchups, we always go with the homer team. We're always going to represent the PFA and hope that they represent the PFA well for us. So definitely going for the Flint Fury in this matchup against the Illinois Grizzlies. But I do think it is going to be a good matchup. Both teams coming off subpar, I should say, seasons last year, want to make some new changes, moving into a different direction. And this is a good matchup to see if those changes they made in the offseason are going to pan out going into this new season. So good luck to both teams. No injuries. Want everybody to play safe. This is a preseason game. But as we know on this level, all games matter.
That's
Even
true.
preseason,
That's true. Next
all
up,
games matter.
we have another big matchup of two PFA teams, the Battle of Ohio, you can say, Lima Warriors versus GCT. Now, this game is going to be one to watch for sure. You have the Lima Warriors who are improving every day. In the last couple of years, they've improved immensely, rebuilding their franchise, looking to make a statement this year, and it starts this weekend with the game versus GCT, who is no stranger to the PFA.
Look, hey, shout out to Amanda in the chat. Hey, how you doing, Amanda?
Hi, Amanda.
See, we got Serge up in there. See, Rondo's in the chat. But this game, like you said, this game right here, if you're not doing anything this weekend, and you're in the Toledo, the Lima area, you want to go see this game. Okay, why, Chris? Why do they want to go see this particular game? And the reason why I say this is because both teams right now are going to be at full strength. All right, both teams right now got something to prove. Glass City coming from the PAFL last year, was a 3A team, made it all the way to the championship game in the 3A, didn't end up winning, was a runner-up, went to nationals, lost against the Tarpon Springs, but gave a great performance. That quarterback they have, Loman, is a monster. Now, had some sources say some of the players might not be there because a lot of their players, as good as they are, got picked up in the Arena League. But on the flip side, you have Lima Warriors. They have been creating and building a family community unit.
Don't forget, Chris, the Lima Warriors are bringing back the 2A Defensive MVP of the Year, Ethan Missamore, and their returning quarterback, Connor Yates, from last year, who was award winner from last year in the 2A. And like you said, they're bringing their squad. They're hitting practice every day. They're just doing a lot of great things over in Lima, and it's a great thing to see. Both organizations are well ran, well coached. It's a tough game to call, man.
It's a tough game to call. Like you said, like I was saying, some glitch happened on my computer. I'm sorry. Hey Jimmy, what's going on? But Lima, you're bringing back the 2A Offensive Player of the Year last year at quarterback. You're bringing back the 2A Defensive Player of the Year last year, Ethan Missamore at defensive end. You've added the pieces. You've added the coaches. This is the year that you move over that hump. Win this game this week, that is the start of something special for Lima. It's a home game. You're going to have the home crowd behind you. Lima has been putting in the work behind the scenes. I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, all offseason. While everybody's been sitting there twiddling their thumbs, Lima has been busy, okay? So this is not this. I know we've been saying it every year, but this year for sure is when you're going to see what has been in the making for the last 2 years finally come to fruition. Okay. Now for GCT, like I said, they might be missing some players because again, arena team, arena schedule, some players might not be there. But if they're at full tilt, this is still going to, even if they're at full tilt, this is going to be a good game to watch. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Me personally, I think Lima takes that step in the right direction, and I think Lima edges them. I give them a 6 point. I give them -6. I give them a 6 point win in this game. Okay, I'm not sure if everybody's got their kickers. Okay, I'm not sure if everybody got their kickers going.
Hey, Mark Tate.
Lima in this one by 6. Lima in this one by 6.
And Chris, I'm riding with Lima this year. I'm picking them every week. I'm riding with Lima. They're my sleeper for this year. I'm announcing it now. If I'm wrong at the end, then I'll admit it, but I don't think I'm going to be wrong. I take Lima on this one. Like you said, it's going to be close. I give it at least 6, within 6 or less points. It might come down to a kicker. So I hope you teams listen.
Put it in the chat if we line, like who you guys got in the chat. You know, you got Lima or you got GCT. Again, don't get me wrong. GCT, like I just said, played in the PAFL last year as a 3A team. They also made it to the championship in that league. Ended up being a runner-up, which is not a bad thing. You know, I mean, you made it to the ship. You know what I mean? You made it to nationals again. Took a hard fought L against the Tarpon Springs team that has been on a monstrous roll with the quarterback play that they had. So it's not like you're losing to some squads you shouldn't take L's to. You're playing good competition. Can they replicate what they did last season in the PFA's 2A division this year? Can they start out strong? Can they bring back the same guys they have? Can they make the same plays and and score the same points that they did last year? If they're able to do that, GCT is in for a hell of a year this year. And so this game really is important for both teams.
This could be a preview of the championship game.
It could be. You know what I'm saying, Brian? It could be.
Anything can happen.
Anything in this 2A division right now, this is the best our 2A division has been since the PFA has been emerged and birthed. We have so many 2A teams, but it's a good thing because we have so many great 2A teams that you don't know who's going to wind up in this championship this year. And that's what makes it fun. And that's what makes it fun to report about. Because don't get me wrong, love my Flag City Phantoms. Love the Cincinnati Hawks when they were here with us last year. Love the Wolfpack, whatever. But we didn't have a lot of substance in that 2A division. This year, Bandage, Surge, Fury, Tigers, Warriors, Phantoms. I mean, Jesus, we're everywhere, Brian. Like I'm loving it. You know what I mean? I'm loving it. We got the Apes, we got the Force. We'll talk about that in a second. But we got the Force. So I love that we have so many teams and that you're gonna have to bring your A game every single week. Okay. No days off, every single Saturday. It's a toss-up. And I love that about our league, and I love that for our 2A division this year. So again, I'm taking Lima, GCT. Don't hate on me. I went to school in Toledo. I love the glass. I love the mud.
Glass City. But like I said, I'm riding with Lima all year. I'm saying it now.
This your champion, Brian? You locking it in?
Yep.
Brian's locking it in.
I believe in Lima. But what was I
How much
say?
is Karen paying you? How much is Karen paying you?
Karen is paying me nothing. Nothing. She's sending me all the stuff I need to when she's supposed to do. So I'm riding with Lima. Chris, the next matchup, correct me if I'm wrong, has never taken place in the PFA. If I can get it to work. Why is it not working?
No, this matchup has not, and this is crazy that it hasn't happened yet, but it's happening. And I like when it's happening. And let me explain why. Michigan Bills. Last year, hard times. Hard times for my Bills Mafia. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Lost a lot of players to injury and to free agency, we'll say. Yeah. And so Mikey had to go through a rough patch in that season. Lost a lot of games. But he could have folded. He could have wrapped up shop. But I like a person who takes lemons and turns it into lemonade. Mikey has been doing nothing but building this team the entire offseason with some of the free agents he's brought in, the way he's been building the team, the camaraderie. I've seen the videos of them hanging out, partying with each other, building that chemistry early. And now the Michigan Bills are back where they started. That's a good thing because now they have something to prove. On the other hand, you got Flag City Phantoms. Again, we say this every year, or we've been saying it every year, the bridesmaid to every PFA 2A champion. Unfortunately, that's just what it's been. Okay? Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Yeah. But you've been in consecutive championships. So that says a lot about you. Says a lot about your character. Says a lot about your team. Says a lot about your coaches. But this year, you're under a new era of coaching, and Mike Jimenez, now the head coach. You won your game last week against the Mid-Ohio Patriots, which was a solid win. You started off strong. Maurice, you know what I'm saying, Black Brady, still doing his thing out there. Defense held up strong, being stingy. You did what needed to be done to win that game. I'll give you that. This is a whole new monster right here. This is one of those things where, yeah, it's a 3A team and a 2A team, but you're evenly matched. Bills are trying to make you remember who they are, and the Phantoms are trying to tell you who they're trying to be. And we all know that the Phantoms at full tilt, offensively and defensively, whether they're 2A or whatever, they can play with the best of them. They showed that against Racine before. They showed that against other teams, other 3A teams in our league. They can play with the best of them. Michigan Bills needs to show that they're back, they're prepared, and they're ready to erase what happened last year and, believe, as Mikey says all the time. So in this game, unfortunately, Phantoms, you're going to hate me, but I'm going with Mikey. I'm going with what he's trying to do. I believe in what he's trying to do, and I believe that Michigan on the road, and shout out to Aaron Sanders locking in Bowling Green University's field.
I don't know which one's applause, else I'd hit it. Nope, that's not it. Nope.
Oh, where's my hand clap?
Nope. There we
go. Shout out to him for locking in Bowling Green State University's field. What an amazing field to play on at any level, but now all their home games are going to be there. So shout out to him for even being able to do that for his team, his franchise. But I'm definitely taking the Bills in this one. I'm going to take, again, just like the game before, if you're in the area, this is a game you want to see. I got Bills by 6.
Well, Chris, I'm right there with you because last year the Phantoms broke my heart. Too many times, week after week, they broke my heart. So I just can't trust them this year. So I'm still going with the Bills. I still love you, Aaron. I still love you. So don't take that personally. I still love what the Phantoms are doing, but I got the Bills this preseason game as well. Definitely a rare matchup between a 3A and a 2A PFA team, so it's going to be a great matchup.
But you got to love matchups like this, Brian, because for a 2A team going against one of our 3A teams, it helps you to know what you have going into your 2A season. Right. And for a 3A team, it helps you to know what you need to do, better going into maybe your 3A season. How do you show up to this game? Do you play down to your competition? Because I'm trying to tell you, there's been a lot of games where 3A teams play 2A teams and, they think they're playing less than themselves and they get shell-shocked.
Oh, yeah.
And almost end up on the losing end. So, Bills, I say this to you. Do not go into this game thinking that you're playing a 2A caliber team. You are playing a 3A caliber team in Flag City Phantoms. Make no doubt about that. You are playing a 3A team, and they're going to play you as such. They have the reigning MVP over there at defensive end and at running back, playing both sides of the ball. Mr. Billingsley himself.
Yeah,
you got Brady. You got Neil. You got Neil. You got the offensive rookie of the year, Caleb. I think he's still in arena season right now, though. So he's not playing, but you got a lot of weapons over there.
Definitely.
That they're going to use for sure. So I'm excited. That's why I'm excited about this week, and it just only gets better as the weeks progress.
And it's not even their season yet.
It's not even a season yet.
Not even a season yet.
Curtis says this is Flag City's year.
Yeah, I saw that.
Some are saying that. I won't call it a rebrandment, but I like the logo change. We're going from the lighter orange to like a darker orange, like a crimson. I like the new jerseys with the gray. I like what they're doing. So we shall see. Like, again, Curtis, I keep saying, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Is this the year? Now I will say this, though, Brian. If they can win it this year, I would say, particularly with all the talent that we do have in the 2A division, this would be the most meaningful championship to win now.
Oh, yeah, with all the teams that are –
all the teams.
The great teams that are in the 3A division and the 2A division, it's a lot of competition.
Right.
minus
You got
the
the Surge just won. The Surge are coming from GMFC. They just won their championship, so they're coming off a championship win. The Bandits played them in the championship, so they're a runner-up. GCT played in the 3A championship. They're a runner-up. So you have a lot of champions and champion teams that played in those games right now in this pack. So
And then
if you can emerge, you know what I'm saying, from this pack, I think it might mean a little bit more than the previous champions that we've had, just because of the depth of the division.
Plus, we have the Force, who's kind of a dark horse. We don't know much about them, but they've been showing up. They got a quarterback battle going, as you heard Dotson and I talk about a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know. They could be a sleeper too, and it could be a tight race. Remember, teams, score more. I'm telling you now, the more you score, the better. Remember, PFA is a score more league. It's not head to head. It's wins, losses, and then point differential. And it's not changing. It's the same. So just remember that. Score more. You always want to shut out the other team and blow them out by a lot of points, but those close games will get you, man. Those close games will get you.
Now that's going to do it this week for the preview for the preseason matchups. But we're going to take a quick break, pay some more bills. But you are watching the rundown, and we will be right back. Before we leave, hey, put who you think is going to win these preseason games in the chat so we can talk about it when we get back. All right?
Shout out to our other white meat, Chris Dotson, in the chat. Buenos Nachos. I thought you were supposed to be in Italy, sir. Aren't you supposed to be flying? Or do you got first class and you got internet on the plane? Maybe that's why.
Hey, tell the Pope I said, what up?
What's up, boss? Shout out to the Commissioner Duncan in the chat. But like Chris said, we'll be right back after this. I can get it to play. Come on, why is it not playing? And welcome back to episode 55 of The Rundown, powered as always by the PFA, for the players, by the players. And don't forget to check out Trinity Trifecta, the official uniform provider of the PFA teams, and the gear for the Rundown family of shows, including the Extra Point. And as always, the Rundown. You can catch the Rundown on Thursdays at 7 p.m. live on YouTube and Facebook. So make sure you like and subscribe to those channels and share the stream. Tell your friends, starting from now until end of the season, every Thursday, unless we say otherwise, 7 p.m., same time, same channel. Make sure you share it.
We're locked in. It's go time. Okay, preseason, the season is upon us. You're locked in. We're locked in. Every week from now on, 7 p.m. on Thursdays, be here, be square. Shout out to my man D-Lo in the chat. You know what I mean? Teammate of mine. But catch for sure on YouTube more content. The Coach's Corner with myself, sometimes Brian. Also, First and 10. I sit down with players. I sit down with coaches and do in-depth interviews. Pick their brains, get to know them a little bit better, more than we are able to do on the show. Also, we're going to be having other games that are streamed. We're going to put them on our channel there as well. So if you're not able to catch them, you can catch them on the Rundown YouTube channel. They'll be there for your viewing purposes. But do not miss this opportunity to go right now to YouTube and press the like and subscribe button, so that way you don't miss out on all this content that we're going to start flushing to you as this season progresses. Shout out to all our teams, media affiliates, Audacity, Mr. DLB Photography. Who am I missing, Bryce?
Pick Six Photography.
Pick Six Photography. Shout out to any of our media brothers in the other leagues, the Three Bleezies. Shout out to them. Shout out to Semi-Pro Game Day. Shout out to the MDFL show. Shout out to everybody who does content for Pro Advancement Football, because that's right on time. You got to have a GOAT mentality. You got to have a GOAT mentality if you want to do this. So shout out to everybody who's on this level, trying to make it better, trying to make it seen. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything and everything that we have to offer here this PFA season.
Now, Chris, one of the 2A rankings of the region dropped today. It includes teams in Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and New York. That's several leagues together combined. I'm not sure who does those rankings.
Not sure. I got some questions.
But let's see if the graphic's going to show up. And it did. I like the graphic.
I love the graphic.
I love the graphic.
love it. Okay.
So we're going to talk about this for a few minutes, aren't we? So
chat, share your thoughts and opinions as we go through this. But I just saw this a little bit before we came on air. So this is new to me as it is new to you. So we'll just go through some of the same. I'm going to start backwards. Okay. So we'll run through 31 and 17 real quick, just for the hell of it. Okay. Number one, I have no idea who the Chillicothe Bulldogs are. My family, and I do mean my family, the cousin's family, is from Chillicothe, Ohio. I have no idea who these people are. I need to make a phone call to find out who these people are. No lie. My uncle coached at the high school. Listen, my uncle coached at the high school. My cousins, my grandmother, they still live there. Like, my family is embedded in the city of Chillicothe. Like, I had to do drug tests and background tests on females when I was a kid if I wanted to holler at somebody. That's how much my family is from Chillicothe. So no disrespect, but didn't even know they had a team. Shout out to them if they do have a team. The PA Dogs, that's a new team. Definitely haven't seen anything or heard anything, so I see why they're down there. WPA Warhawks, I see why you're down there. Butler County Bears, I will say this. Butler County Bears, back when I played, were a reckoning, okay? They showed up and showed out. We ended up beating them in a conference final game in the OFL. This is years ago, telling my age. But Butler County, I can't wait to see if they're going to have the same productivity that they had when they once were. So that's something to keep an eye on. Of course, the Michigan Force in the PFA, 27, you're a new team. We don't know what's going on with you yet. Been seeing some things, like you said, quarterbacks and everything like that. So 27 is not a bad place. Stark County Wolfpack, you're good. You're good there. You're good there. I don't see how the Warren Pirates are over you, but you're good there. You're good. You're good at 26. You're good there. West Virginia. Okay. I don't get that one either. But you're still in this range. You're somewhere in here, but 24, I'm sorry. 24 is a little, I would have gave you somewhere like 20. Because Leviathan, you got a nice little program that you're building. I give you that.
And the Mid-Michigan Apes.
Let's go ahead and go on that. Go ahead, bro. Let's go ahead and
Hang on if I can.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to be hearing from them. Absolutely nothing. But I digress. Next.
So we got the Rochester Chargers again, new to me. Charlotte Colonials again, new to me.
Yep.
Lake Erie Power Pines, like the name, new to me. Okay. Tri-County Rams definitely had a season last year, made it through a season. Not much else to talk about with that one. I feel like you're a little higher than probably you should be. You should probably be some down there in the 24, 25 area. Yeah. Mid-Ohio Patriots. You definitely are a little high on that list too. You definitely should be down somewhere in the 20 section.
Now, I will preface this, Chris. This is not an official national.
Yeah, this is we just happened to come across this rundown. You know what I'm saying? And I told Brian, let's throw it on the show. Let's talk about it. But we don't usually get a chance to talk about some of the rankings, and I thought it'd be pretty cool to do it this year.
This NFA. If that's the same NFA, I think it is, which I didn't know they are still around. Some of these teams probably are in the NFA, but still, never heard of some of these teams.
Never heard of some of these teams. So it might be their first year. Might just be me. I might need to do my homework. That's okay. I'll take that. Tri-State Longhorns, way too high at 17. Like, tremendously too high. They give you guys too much credit. No disrespect. Respectfully. Youngstown Patricians. All right, 16 and up. Now we're cooking. Youngstown Patricians, I like you right there. All right. You started off your first year very strong. But since then, you've been going through some turmoil with your whole ownership situation. And then one team became another team. And now you got split teams and split players. So 16 is good for you.
Look confusing over there in Youngstown.
Yeah, it's a lot going over there in Youngstown. Genesee Spartans. I apologize. Don't know who you are. But they got you at 15. Tuscarawas Warriors at 14. Not bad, but could be. I could swap you and the Patricians out spots. You could be a little lower, Warriors. Just saying. This is where they lost me. This is where it kind of got real for me. Canton Hurricanes at 13. I don't know what they're basing this off of. I don't know if the Canton Hurricanes paid somebody under the table. But as long as I've been playing football, the Canton Hurricanes were never a 13th type of team. They were more like they wouldn't even be on this list type of team.
Right.
So I don't know, Brian. I don't know. I don't know if that's.
I don't know. The things that made you go,
That definitely made me go, Okay. Shout out to Coach Mack. I see you in the comments, Coach Mack, for the Bandits. So now we get to Flint Fury. Flint Fury at 12, decent, nice start.
They could have moved up a couple more spots, I think.
Could have. When you see these other teams, you could have. So, but not a disrespectful way. 12 is cool. To me, I'd rather start where I'm not kind of supposed to be and end up where I need to be. Then to be like, if they would have had Flint like at 20, I'd have been like, come on, that's crazy. But to be at 12, that's not, with all these teams, you're good. You're good. Lima being at 11, I definitely would have had Lima in the top 10. I definitely would have put Lima in the top 10. I don't know who Watertown Red and Black is.
Yeah.
No, Austin, I know. They're from 4 states.
Yeah,
we
prefaced that before we started talking about it.
Yeah, we prefaced that. We prefaced that these are from 4 states. That's why we don't know some of these things.
That's why I was confused why New York's on here when it's supposed to be like not even close to West. I mean,
well, the New York is right there under Ohio in the graphic. They kind of like squeezed it in. But even still, I don't know who Watertown is. I'm not privy to them, so they have them over Lima. I would have had Lima in the top 10. Okay. Again, another one that's kind of iffy to me, Cuyahoga Falls Rapids. I don't see them as being a 9. at all. Ever. Ever.
Jimmy said Watertown been around for hundreds of years. The
I,
football team has? Shut
or
your
the town. I don't see the Falls Rapids being I don't see them. I don't see them being not on the 2A list. If I'm being quite honest, if I'm doing a 2A list, I have the Falls Rapids in my top 5 for sure. And I'm talking team, ownership, media, everything about the franchise itself. They're in top 5.
Oh yeah,
for sure. So
Austin, we're not sure who made this graphic or made
again. I don't know. I don't know who made it.
So
Rich CJ said, "Who y'all got?" That's next week. See, that's next week.
I got the Rams, man. The PFA.
Man, I got the Rams.
Yeah.
Ask me questions you know the answers to, CJ. You just next week. I might even have you on now that you didn't spark my nerve. All right. So moving right along. Glass City being 8, not bad, but still I would have had them higher because they just came from 3A. So I would have had them probably with the rest of them.
Top 6.
I probably would have put them maybe 6.
Yeah.
6. You know what I'm saying? Cleveland Cobras. No disrespect to the Cleveland Cobras. I played against the Cleveland Cobras. I've won a championship against the Cleveland Cobras. Shout out to Duncan again. But I don't see you being a number 17 in all of this. I would have definitely top 10. I give you top 10, probably 10. But I don't see you as a number 7. Don't see you as a number 7. Ohio Bears. I don't see you as a 6. Not against, and don't get me wrong, I know you just signed Brandon and everything, you know what I'm saying, from the Fire and all that. That's good. But I'm comparing what I've seen versus right here. And this is being honest, Glass City, Cobras, and Bears, you're not better than the Rapids. You're not better than the Rapids. Just keep it in 100. You're not better than the Rapids, all right? Now, with the top 5, Capital City Bandits,
Runners up.
Flag City Phantoms,
Runners up.
Ithaca Warriors, I do know them. They definitely should be up there.
Are they from New York?
Golden Hearts. Now, this is where it gets tricky. I don't know again. Curtis, did you pay somebody off to make sure that y'all made number 2? Because I give you top 10 as well. But number 2, yes, you were the champion. I give you that. But number 2, I think Ithaca probably should be over y'all. Y'all should be number 3. Having Grand Rapids being number 1, I do not have a problem with that whatsoever. They did win a championship and then with the Nationals, and they played big there as well.
Very, very interesting graphic to say the least, Chris. I'd like to know their.
No, I got a good rebuttal from Monty. Monty, you did beat the Rapids. I understand that. I'm preferencing it to this year. I'm preferencing. I know you played for GTT. I'm preferencing to this year.
We didn't make this graphic. We didn't make these rankings, so it's not us.
This isn't about what you did last year. I get that. This is about what the teams did in the offseason and what they did this year, what they're going to be doing this year moving forward. And the team that the Rapids have put together this year, based on the team they did last year, is way better. Not even gonna lie. Their quarterback, I played with him myself. He's a specimen. If you would have played against him, not gonna lie to you, you might not have won that game last year. He's 6'4", 250. We call him QB1. I'm just being hunted with you, okay? So in that aspect, you know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking on the future. I'm not speaking on the past. But again, I felt like they still had GCT a little bit lower than what they need to be anyway. Thank you, Rondo. I need that shirt.
Hey, where in the hell's my shirt at, Rondo? I've known you longer, and I've worked with you longer. Oh, I see how it is. All right. That's okay. That's okay.
But that's just my take on the
No hard
rankings. Again, we didn't make them. We just saw them.
Guess what, Chris? I got to do it. Homage to where's my pen? You know, Rondo, you just made the list.
You just made the list, Rondo.
You just made the list. Oh, you had a bet. Okay, I forgive you this time. All right, I'm going to keep you on the list though, because I don't know. I'm just going to keep you on the list for a while.
But again, we'll look at somebody else's list when they bring them out. We'll go over it again, and everybody's list is different. We just, like I said, I just so happened to see this earlier before we got on the show, and I told Brian, "Hey, let's talk about it."
Hey, Chris, but we got our own list coming up, right?
That is right. This season, I decided to do power rankings. And you say power rankings? What do you mean power rankings? Well, there's 11 teams in the PFA. And not one time have we decided to merge both 3A and 2A together and just make one list, one ranking. So I decided this year to just flip it up and do that. Now, when the regular season starts, we will then again go back to our regular schedule programming of 3A and 2A. And of course, that goes by record. But for now, we're going to go off of last year's record, off-season moves, free agency, nationals, and just overall what we care about.
Because why? It's the rundown with Chris and Brien. That's why.
Look at Dotson on that graphic.
I know. Dotson, the other white meat. And he's leaving for Italy tomorrow, so he's at home probably trying to get his house ready to go. So while he's gone, they can work on it, his new studio and all that fun stuff. So shout out to Chris Dotson from the Extra Point, our buddy, one of our co-partners in crime over here at the Rundown family of shows. And starting out at number 11, Chris, the Michigan Force. No surprise there. Brand new franchise. Has nothing to do with their talent level because we haven't seen their talent level. They haven't played a game yet, so we couldn't put them at number 4 or number 2 or number 1 because we'd really look stupid if we did that. So, number 11. That doesn't mean that week 1 of the season that they won't be in first place. We don't know. We don't know what they're going to do yet. So we look forward to seeing what they can do. Followed up by number 10.
I guess we'll talk about it briefly here just for a second because I don't want to get long with it. But unfortunately, we will say goodbye to the Mid-Michigan Apes. Rest in peace, dear brothers. That's the time. Rest in peace, dear brothers. They will be forfeiting the season this year. They have shut down operations, and they are no longer. I'm not going to say they're no longer with the PFA. They just will not be. They shut down the season. We'll say that the season for them is over. But for those who are listening, those who are watching, and you hear the sound of my voice, you know what that means. That means we got dates for the other teams in the PFA that were supposed to play the Apes. So all that yapping that you've been doing, betting money and everything like that to play games, reschedule games, all that jazz, guess what? We have open dates for you now. So if you want to get that rec in so badly, and this is just not for teams on the internet, this is for teams in, the West Coast, this is for teams in the East Coast, this is for teams down south, wherever. If you want to get some rec in with the PFA, please contact Commissioner Duncan at your earliest convenience, and you can get a date to play one of our teams. Because again, one of the teams folded, so we got dates, man. We got dates. All right. So step on up to the competition. Matter of fact, if you want to play the Motor City Rams, I hear they have 2 open dates. Let me pull it up. I want to make sure I tell you the right date. They got 2 open dates.
The 9th and the
9th. And what's the other one, Brian?
But it was you would ask me that. Hang on, let me look.
May 9th and May
16th. Was it the 16th?
May 9th and May 16th. If you want to take your talents and your franchise to Detroit to play the number 2 team in our power rankings, the Motor City Rams, BTA boys, please step up to the plate. Black Brady, what's going on? Glad to have you in the comments. Please step up to the plate. This is your moment. This is your March Madness. You know, at the end of the March Madness, when they played all the highlights, they'd be like, one shining moment. This is it for you. This is that moment for you right now. This is it. This is your chance.
No excuses. No BS.
That's right, CJ. Biggest belt in America, BTA Revenge Tour. Sign up now.
No. Oh, we don't care. We don't want to travel that far. Win, cry. Put your panties on. Get on that damn bus. Get in the car. Carpool with your buddies. Take your asses up there and get the belt.
Yeah, let's go. 318, and preferably we would like a 318 versus a 318. You know, just to make it interesting. Or if you want to make it interesting, you know, I've been seeing that people been, you know, throwing money out there on the wood. You know what I'm saying, for games. I got a little spare change. You know what I'm saying? I got a little. You know, I can make it drizzle. You feel me? So if you want that kind of wreck, if you want that type of you know, something, you know, yeah, Tyshawn, you feel what I'm saying, Tyshawn? You know, if you want that,
Dawson,
the opportunity is here. You know, it's something about when you think that God won't open the door for you, and you did, and you got to sit there and just look at God. You said somebody was ducking smoke. You said that there wasn't a way that you can play him. But look at God. Look at him.
Matchup, Dodson. The Indy Bison versus the Ram. That'd be a great matchup.
Look at him. He has opened up this window of opportunity for you and me to watch good games.
No comment, Dodson. No comment.
No, Dodson, you're not stirring the pot. You're cooking it. Rich said, call God. All right, back to the list.
On with the show so Chris can get off his rant. But if you want the games, call the boss.
Call the boss.
Call the boss. Number 9, coming in at number 9 is the Flint Fury. Like we said earlier in the show, we're talking about the matchups. Flint Fury's been around Detroit for 20 plus years or something like that. So they've been around. They've had some championships. Number 9 is definitely not a knock on the Fury. It's just a newer team to the PFA. So we felt that 9 was a good spot for them. Again, I think they're going to be in the top 4 teams of the PFA 2A this year. You know,
let's go. Coming in at number 8, we got Coach Mack. We got your Capital City Bandits. Now, we love Coach Mack over here. Coach Mack has been with us for the last 2 years behind the scenes, and now he's made it official to be a part of us officially. So we love Coach Mack and what they're trying to do with the Capital City Bandits. Made it all the way to their championship game last year when they were with the GMFC, but it came up short against another team in our league right here, the Surge. So number 8 is not a bad spot to start off the power season, start off the rankings. I thought it was a good spot to place them at because next I couldn't see myself putting them over Lima. I couldn't see myself doing that just because, again, Lima at number 7, you got the 2A, PEFA, Offensive Player of the Year coming back. You got the 2A, PFA, Defensive Player of the Year coming back. You just loaded up with hella talent in the offseason. You change your coaching staff. You change your practice schedule. You got new media. You've been pumping out every reel every single day. I like what you're doing. I like what I see. So is this the year that the Lima Warriors rise up?
I like I said, I'm riding with Lima all season. Every week, I'm riding with Lima. So that's my dark horse. Coming in at number go ahead, Chris. You're number 6. Go ahead.
Michigan Bills. Now, I know you're saying, why are the Michigan Bills down so low? Again, last season, it was bad times last season. Okay,
in the Bills back last year, man.
It was bad times. It was. I had to, talk to Mikey, personally a couple times to get him off a ledge. You know what I mean? He was hurt. He felt like the team had abandoned him. But he's a soldier. SK Mikey is a soldier. And he held strong. And you know what he did? He tied his bootstraps up, and he did what any real owner would do, and he went and recruited. And when I say he recruited his behind off to the point that he got Mr. Kevin Mahomes, a.k.a. Mr. Move the Chains, to join his Bills Mafia from the Motor City Rams.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Interesting indeed.
So, with that being said, 6 is not a slight at the Bills, but it's just showing you where you are right now, Bills, and where you need to go. And that's up.
Coming in at number 5, the bridesmaid of the PFA, Flag City Phantoms. I think that's a fairly good spot. I probably would have put them up against the Surge, above the Surge, since they've had 2 back-to-back PFA championship runs. You
know why I didn't put them? You know why I didn't do it? Because they haven't won a championship. Every time.
Rapids has won at least a couple championships back to back, didn't they? I thought they won one previous year, but I don't know.
Every time they get to the championship, I don't know what happens. I don't know if something in their brain starts to trinagle. I don't know what happens. But
go ahead, Chris.
But it just doesn't work. They get into those championship games, and it's like, and I double down on them. 2 years we doubled down on them. I doubled down on them. I've been, and this is the sad part. I go to every 2A championship game. I'm there, and I have to watch it. The one year Aaron had fireworks prepared, and they lost.
Coming in
number 5 is really going to be.
Coming in at number 4 is the Grand Rapids Surge. Of course, they won the championship last year, so they deserve the number 4 spot. Coming in as a new PFA team, we'll see what they do start of the season. Yeah, number 4, Grand Rapids Surge.
Number 3, Glass City Tigers. Again, Glass City's coming over from the PAFL, but they were with the PFA as a 2A team, went up to the 3A, made it to the championship game, ended up being the bridesmaid themselves, but they're coming back home to us and going down to the 2A. So I got high hopes for them. That's why I got them up at 3 and got them over Surge and the Phantoms. I do believe that those 3 teams will be fighting for that 2A championship this year. Sure. I believe that. Tigers, Surge, Phantoms.
One of those teams will be.
One of those teams is going to be in the championship. I can say that. I can say that for sure. One of those teams is going to be in the championship out of those 3. Now, whoever wants to be the dark horse, you better get on in and ride it. But one of those 3 teams for sure in the 2A championship.
And then don't forget, Chris, the runners-up in the 2A championship will play in the bowl game that PFA has coming up after that championship too. So more hardware to take and more games to play for nationals. And who do you got for number 1, Chris?
Number 1, the creme of the creme de la creme.
Number 2.
Number 2. Oh, well, number 2. Still, you can honestly put 1A, 1B for real. You got them BTA boys from Detroit, none other than the Motor City Rams. Shout out to my peoples. You know what I mean? Nobody ever believes in you, but I always rock with you because I love your swagger. I love you. Newsom has moved from the field to the coaching spot. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of moving parts. Brought in a lot of new players. I love the recruiting that they do. Brought in a lot of new faces. They call two-way you. You know, they all these catchphrases. I got to keep up with them. Call God. You know, I gotta keep up with everything that they're doing. But there's no denying the talent and the skill that the Motor City Rams have. When you play Motor City, you better bring your lunch back. Okay, you better bring it. Matter of fact, pack 2 sandwiches, 2 everything. It's gonna be a long day.
Pick up some of Mrs. Francis hot wings at the snack bar.
Yeah. Shout out to Mrs. Francis.
Delicious.
Love her.
Delicious.
Love her. Tyshawn said FCP versus GCT championship. He basically cut out all the Michigan teams and said it's going to be Ohio championship.
Oh.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
And number 1, Chris, who do you got?
Number 1, none other than the championship caliber, coached by none other than a championship caliber coach in T. Sims. Quote the Raven Nevermore, Detroit's finest, the nation's finest, pro advancement football team, number 1 in all rankings, the Detroit Ravens. I can kind of just drop the mic on that one. There's just nothing else to say why they're number 1. If you play them, you know. Torrey Webster, Jester's over there, cornerback now, Speedy Hannah. I can go on.
Go on, man. Go on.
So shout out to them. But those are the power rankings. Again, as we say when we come out with our rankings, if you don't like where you at, win and change our minds.
Exactly.
If you start low, guess what? There's nowhere else to go but up. So
it's true.
You know, put in the work. We're always watching, and we'll see you. But again, the rankings during the season. So we still got one more week of preseason. So we'll do one more preseason rank after. Probably follow the next weekend. We'll probably do one more. We'll do one last one.
And then it'll start
And then we'll start our regular season rankings, which regular season rankings are by your record. If you lose, you lose. If you win,
and then point differential. So that there's no tiebreaker, or the tiebreaker is the point differential, but there's no head-to-head. So remember, if you're in 2A and you're playing 2A teams, all you got to do is win. But while the chat is cooking those rankings in their brain, Chris, for the last 2 seasons, you and I have given out awards to the top players in different categories, and these are based off stats. Whether some don't believe it, that their stats sucked and they didn't get picked for an award, sorry about you. They are based on stats. But as promised, we advocated for the players, teams, and owners who go above and beyond in pro advancement, most of all in the PFA. So with that being said, the 2025 awards have been ordered, and
here's a little look.
I have worked tirelessly since the end of last year to get those done and get these ordered along with Commissioner Duncan. So as promised, we kept our word. Other leagues can give out awards and graphics, but we're giving out some hardware.
We're giving out hardware, baby. We're giving out hardware, something intangible.
Thank you to the players of the PFA, to the owners of the PFA, to the teams of the PFA for putting in the hard work, and it has not been unnoticed. And Mr. Gary Young, shout out to Gary Young of the Racine Raiders. You got one of these coming too, buddy.
That's right, Gary.
You guys got some coming to Racine, so I'll make sure I get those to Jeff when they get in. They will be here in a couple of weeks coming to me, so I will be getting those distributed as fast as I can out to the teams as I make my rounds.
Simply the best, man. Simply the best. That's why I feel so confident about what we do here at the Rundown, because there's something that me and Brian advocated for. We didn't want to just give y'all, this lip service and say y'all did this and y'all did that. We wanted y'all to have something from us in the league saying that this year, this season, this guy was that guy. And you can put it on your mantle, you can show it off to your friends. But we advocated for that. I'm so glad we were able to get it done for y'all. But that's what we be doing behind the scenes, man. Behind the scenes.
Just remember, stats are important.
Stats.
Your coaches, your owners turning those stats to me every week. If you don't have stats turned in, we can't give you awards, or we can't say, hey, this person was a top receiver if we don't have proof.
I say this, Brian, offer your people services. You feel me? If you know your girl, your lady, your wifey, whatever you want to, your significant other, she always gonna be at the games. Be like, hey, Bay can be the statistician for the team. All right. If you want to get an award, if you want to make the All-Pro team, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, get one of these trophies, it goes by stats. So, hey, help your organization help you. Okay? Help your, well, it's 10 now because we lost one.
Yeah, we lost one. Sorry.
But help your organization help you. Okay? If you see you know what I'm saying, even if they need volunteers, you know what I'm saying, help your organization help you. All right? You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about. It's helping each other. We want to reward you guys for the hard work that y'all put in during the off season and during the season.
And I do want to give Coach Mack a shout out. I don't know if everybody knows this, but the PFA requires every team to have headshots on the website, and Coach Mack is hit it bullseye with his headshot that he's sending me. I appreciate Coach Mack. I already told him earlier that he makes my life and my job a hell of a lot easier when people listen to directions, and he has definitely followed directions so far. So I appreciate that, Coach Mack. We love you over here at the Rundown. We look forward to meeting you in person and coming to some of those games in Lansing. I mean, I'm just a couple hours away from Lansing, so I definitely plan on making a trip up there. But yeah, like I said, we pushed for those awards. Year one, we didn't get there, but you know the thought behind it was there. So I wanted to make sure, Chris and I wanted to make sure that we came through last year. So that's what we did, and there's the proof. So those are on the way. But I digress. Can't wait to see him in person.
But listen, guys, what y'all seeing that now, y'all know it's going to be even harder this year, especially in the 2A division. Last year, it was real easy to make the All-Pro team in the 2A division. Wasn't a lot of teams. Got a lot of talent on these 2A teams, and a lot of 2A, you know what I'm saying? A lot of talent on these 2A teams, and a lot of teams in 2A. So, if you want to stand out, your stats got to show it. All right? Your stats got to show it. That's as plain and simple as I can put it. There's many guys in the NFL that don't make the All-Pro team. Didn't mean they didn't have a great season, but when you have that plethora of talent pool, it's hard to try to just pick out one singular guy. And to make it fair, you got to go off of stats.
And coaches, whoever does the stats, please don't put no athlete position on there. We need
no athlete, no utility.
We need primary positions that they play.
I need to know what position this person plays. Position.
Every position, but if they're playing quarterback every game and
you're a quarterback.
Free safety just 2 plays in a game, you're a quarterback. Make sure you have that as a primary, because we can't pick. I can't pick a
utility player of the year. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So, yeah.
But that's going to wrap it up for us on this week's episode 55. Hope you are able to catch those games this weekend again. Lima versus GCT, Phantoms versus Bills, and Surge versus the Illinois Grid. I'm sorry. Surge were supposed to have a game, but yeah. Fury versus the Illinois Grizzlies. Please make sure you go out, support your team, support the football community, tap into one of these games. As always, the PFA games will be live streamed. We will be sharing those live streams as they come in. So please make sure you tap into the page on Saturday at 7 to make sure you can see your favorite team play the game.
I think one game kicks off at 6.
One game kicks off 6? Cool.
Bills and the Flight City kick off at 6. At least that's what the flyer said.
Any last wills and testament there, Brian?
No, great show. Thanks for all the interaction in the chat. And you want to close it?
Hey, as always, you know the deal. Like, subscribe, follow. Catch us if you can.